We had our morning video on YouTube, and now I'm going to do an afternoon observation to see if we can take a reversal. If the market does not keep one time framing down and we get an auction bar back inside, I then want to look at the volume on what's happening on the order book, which we could be looking at here, a book map on NQ and ES, because I'm going to attempt another spread between those two markets. So rather than take an option trade and then hedge that, I'm just going to take a long of the more powerful one and short the one that's a little bit weaker. So that way, what I'm doing is I'm just taking this strength. Like today we were mostly all NQ down. We took a short, and it hit a level we were targeting, but I don't know where the hesitation was in me there at that first video. Anyways, I'm going to look for a reversal. I'm going to look, if any, I will record it. I'll be back and I'll record over it, and then how that works out. So again, looking at that, we've touched these, tested these bottom lows here on from Friday. And if you don't have TPO, guys, I want to mention, let's go back to this chart here. 30-minute bars will work in the intraday auction process. What I usually look for is big 30-minute bar reversals. That essentially in the auction place intraday is saying that buyers or sellers have most likely taken over. That's when you can come in here and use smaller time frames for like optimum entries. Earlier this morning, I kind of just hopped in a short because I was also moderating in a group. I got a little bit busy, and I figured it's a spread, so I took it kind of late. I took some heat. And I wasn't happy with that heat because I took it too late around here where I shorted NQ, went long ES. If I waited for this kind of pullback, just knowing that higher time frame market auction did not really ever close up above, as I mentioned in that prior video. This line I manually drew literally was my target. So could have made a nickel today. So far only up $200. Stress-free trade. What I want to look for is a close above the prior auction bar, the 30-minute bar. This, guys, will help you stay out of trades so long. Like, it'll help you stay in a trade and help you get and just wait for a trade, become a better waiter. And then what you can do is then, use your entry strategy, whatever you guys use. If you're a order flow guy looking at the books, if you're a just basically looking at small volume time bars, or if you're using tick bars or like some kind of algorithm like we have over here on our Viper side, on NinjaTrader side, if that's when you can maybe put on a long, a reversal, or know that you could have just stayed in continuation shorts by using, some like a little tick bar. We have this integrated at Viper Futures with an algorithm. You can, if you wanted to be directional. I have the pleasure of taking on spreads. You can put on spreads, on crude oil. If you don't want the overall risk of one contract on crude oil, you can do a calendar spread intraday because the volatility is there. Back when volatility was in there, it was tougher to do. You could go trade intraday, but now with that volatility, it gives you really good price expansions, and you can do this across different broad markets like agriculture and things like that. We're happening doing it a lot now here on the equities because just it gives us good moves, and additionally, you got to just find good markets to trade. For example, I'm not going to get too much into that. So I'll pause it again. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for the higher time frame bars, the 30-minute auction. So you can call it TPO because right now we're one time frame overing, one time frame, close of a bar under the next bar, under the next bar. Okay, looking for a reverse here, just because what the market auction told me earlier when I came to the market and what I was anticipating based on a lot of knowledge and studying on auction market theory. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of looking for. Maybe something back above into the lower range of the volume profile here, of like the majority of this volume here, maybe above 13.119. Any close above this, so the F period, or even penetrating up into the E period. Then I'll look at the book and see if, hey, is this potentially some kind of just, are they kind of spoofing this and just drop back down, or what's our potential on a reversal back up and rally. I still feel market is overall on a macro time frame bullish for the macro time frame for now. Could change, but that's just, there's a lot of aggressive buying coming in around these areas. So I want to keep my eye out. All right. So that's my plan, and I'm going to see if I'm going to get one of those, and I'll take a spread and ride her back up in the afternoon, and I'll have it recorded. All right, we're finding a little bit of resistance here. The candles, as I said, just did close over. Now, this rotation can easily, because, again, it's weighted a little bit more to the downside today, can come down and test us and pressure us before we see any kind of continuation going back up maybe towards VWAP or this combo gamma exposure level. You gotta have to understand intraday trading, a little bit of higher time frame bar. You gotta have more patience in letting the trades work out. Even if you do see a unrealized gain, and sometimes it gets swept from you, it's just part of the game. You're gonna go for that distance. You gotta be able to take that. So this H period here, we came back into that value area that I was talking about. That if it resists here with this E period and this lower value profile. Lower value area node of the this profile here, then it could break down again, retest into lows for the day. But I like to see what we like to see again is this E period break in, which would be on our 30-minute time frame bar, our charts. This one here, this would be your E period, and then you're just going to get continuation most likely up, and that should drag the ES up. But again, we're not getting that right now. We're getting a lot of selling. Remember, intraday robots, intraday order flow guys that are just looking at this stuff. They're looking at like fading this VWAP. They're looking at, things like that, and so other people are looking to maybe even just get to the point of control here and then sell off again. So you got pressure from robots and different style of traders. So that's why when I'm looking at this stuff, I don't look at it the way most people do. I look at it in my own way, relative to what's going on. Okay, now, and again, so you put on a spread. Now, if I can get to this midline or break out of this E and maybe like up into this like D period, it's midline, half back they call them, that's quite significant to a lot of the volume that occurred in the point of control on Friday. It's front running our point of control for today. Now, this could be a rotation and end up becoming just like Friday really was. If I split this profile, we had a big down day followed by an up reversal day, right? A lot of potential money to make. So we don't want to sell ourselves short. Okay. Same time too, I think probably for having too much information, I've created a kind of sense of, these guys that are in the way. Well, what am I thinking is going to happen to them next? They keep fading and fading and fading. Eventually, they're not going to be able to fade no more. They're going to get stopped out, and it's going to fuel possibly this target up here that this big money is holding at 41.70 on the ES. Now, if I use TraderMap Pro to filter that out, kind of seeing that same thing, 70s, 90s, over here on NQ, we're seeing a lot of resistance. So, it looks like there's more room. NQ has a lot more better follow through. What we need is NQ to follow up through because, end of the day, that's our leading contract, right? So I'm long NQ, I'm short ES, right? And I've kind of just added another spread, trying to take that reversal up from the video earlier. See if we could double our profits. Now, we kind of are there. Shouldn't be greedy. But if we get towards maybe like a nickel for the day, is a level I'd probably just be looking to go flat. We should probably even go flat. Now, we're not in a bad position right now for what we've done. Just 2 spreads for the day, real nice and light. Anyway, so I'll go and I'll come back. Again, I don't want to put greed into the factor of this. That this spread, it was a good trade too. Probably a good time to maybe just pull it. But I'll be back. Okay, guys, it's lunchtime hour. To protect my Apex account that I'm doing to test this only on spreads, I'm going to go ahead and call it, my normal target could be like about a nickel a day. Of course, they say, maximize your good days. And what I can see here is a complete reversal where this thing could turn around and make probably a double what this account has made today. But yeah, hey, you know what? Again, like I said, I'm not greedy. Where I plan on going with my life and my goals with all this is very minimalist, and this is actually pretty good. So, looking at the results again, it's just less stress, kind of trading. Let me talk about what it kind of does to the performance. Really, we went long this time, NQ, and short. Yes, right. So it's let's see what it. I want to explain what it looks like maybe to, I don't know, to your employer or something. Your gross profit's 723, 333 is our loser. Our profit factor's 2. Sharp ratio is almost 10. And so, we have a 66% probability of profit. We just took 2 spreads, so 2 round trips. And our average winning to losing trade ratio is not that great today. There's not a lot of momentum, and I'm not riding them long. Like I said in the video earlier, I got into the first trade too late. And so it kind of turned into like a 1-to-1 risk. See, our max adverse excursion was from earlier. We didn't have that much of a adverse risk on this last trade. Kind of just once I felt that this bar was closing over this other one here, then, and again, using different kind of skills in market auction theory methods and stuff. Let me explain again that we were looking, remember earlier in the video, I said looking for this H to override. I got in ahead of myself, but I'm spreading, so I'm okay with taking some heat. Just kind of like watching this every day, this market auction process, really convicted that this takes over into this lower volume profile, into that major profile area there, that 70%. Then we're going to clock over the G period and this E period and then turn just like we kind of did here if I split this profile on Friday. Okay. Again, why? We had an overnight balance from the settle, so we had no activity. Really, market was balanced and opened up inside of that range. And so there's a lot of things, got to learn nuances from the intraday market auction process. And this could end up being a nice turn all the way back up towards the top, guys, in a big rally. And yeah, I could be that guy that left a lot of money on the tail, but I have a goal. I have a target, and it's coming through every day, trading spreads, futures contracts. I'm not using options. I'm just straight up going long one instrument, short another. Anyway, everybody take care, and we'll see you on the next video.